Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Ooh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I wanna talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Corsicana, Texas. What's up, Dallas Fort Worth? What's up, Houston, Texas? Welcome back to the Burning Coals podcast on Impromptu Thursday. We are your show hosts. I go by the name of Mr. Know It All Reaction. Give it up. Right there on the side of me, right there by the logo. Give it up for the one and only B-Dub, Bougie Weirdo. Give it up. Right up on the Bougie Weirdo, we got the first lady of the Burning Coals podcast. She goes by the name of Educated Queen. Give it up. And joining us, the newcomer goes by the name of B-Love. B-Love, give up for B-Love. And also, we're joining us, the man, the myth, the legend. He goes by the name of Gentleman Jamal. Give it up for Gentleman Jamal, you guys. So, yes, indeed, we are the Burning Coals podcast. Here's where we have fire interviews. We have hot topics, burning questions, serious conversations, and we say what needs to be said on this show. So, welcome back for another edition of Impromptu Thursday. And we are definitely looking forward to just bringing you guys some more insight because we had to run it back. We had to do a rewind from Tuesday's show because, hey, you still look online and on social media, it is still fire hot with the teacher versus student viral fight that went viral. So we definitely got to bring you guys more of the conversation because we look on social media, they're saying, hey, you guys, we still got we left some meat on the bone and people want to call in and talk about it. So we say, you know what, we're going to jump in on it and we're going to definitely get it rock and rolling. But before we get started, we do have a comment section. On the comment section here, if you want to be able to put your thoughts and your opinions out there for whatever for the topic that we're discussing here, we'll definitely be able to put the comment on the screen. We'll be able to read it. And also, if you want to, and we definitely recommend you guys, if you want your voice to be heard, hit one of those platforms that we have available. It's a streaming platforms. We got two of them. We have a YouTube one at the top, and then we also have a Facebook streaming platform that you can definitely come on to the show, say what you got to say, bring you on, see you. We want to see your smiling mug or whatever you got going on. We definitely want to see it, and we definitely want to entertain that. If you want to say, give your shots out, definitely you can do that as well. You can say, hey, Mr. Know-It-All, man, hey, we love the way that you bring in this fire content. Definitely give me some comments. I will definitely take up on that as well. So that being said, before we get started on this beautiful Thursday, the Impromptu Thursday, B-Dub, First Lady EQ, how you guys are feeling today? Because we running it back, man. We had to run it back, B-Dub. How you guys feeling?
Yeah, we definitely had to run it back. I think today's show is gonna be just as, if not better than Tuesday's show.
Right, man.
That's my prediction.
EQ, B-Love, how you guys feeling tonight? EQ, B-Love. Well, you guys probably
what's up, y'all? What's up? I'm sorry. What's up? My daughter was calling. I'm good on tonight. I'm above ground and not beneath ground. So I'm ready to talk about this. Let's talk about it. Let's run it back. Let's do this.
Right. B-Love, how you feeling over there? Well, B-Love probably on mute, but I'll tell you this, man. I'm ready to get it started. Because the Tuesday show that we did, man, it was so fire. We have a split panel on that, so we definitely had to bring it back, and we just want to say thank you guys for tuning in and whatever. So, man, we just feel honored that you guys said that you guys enjoyed the last show, and you guys say, hey man, we want some more, see what you guys gonna be talking about. But again, we're gonna definitely bring you guys back. We already got some people in the comment section already. So Brittany Simone, here's what she's saying. Brittany Simone says, hey, she says, never caught the show on a Thursday. Hey, everybody. Yeah, Brittany, we appreciate you for joining in. Appreciate you for showing us some love or whatever. So we do shows on Thursday, but it all depends on, we usually kind of do it like on some fire or viral content or whatever. So we definitely do it that way. So Barbara Sims, she also says, hey, hello, family. So Thank you for joining Barbara Sim. Appreciate that so much. Joining into the show. So, again, this is part 2 of the fight between the student and the teacher, the aftermath. So we're gonna talk about it.
Talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Ooh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I wanna talk about it. Let's talk about it.
So you guys see it. We talking about the teacher versus student aftermath, and we're going to be discussing. We have some video as well. We have the video of the teacher that was involved in the aftermath. And from what B Dub said, B Dub, can you give us more insight about the teacher part?
So well, she went live. I think it was either yesterday or this morning, and just kind of she didn't really talk too much about the fight. Just kind of more so about herself and how she feels right now, I guess. But you know, I don't want to be biased, so I'll let y'all watch the video. Nothing of importance was cut out. This is her opinion, what she's saying. So I'll let y'all judge for yourself. I got my own opinions about it, and we'll talk about it.
All right, well, go. Let's roll it then, beat up. Let's get right into this one. Let's get right into it.
All right, give me 1 second.
So here's a teacher that was involved in this. Want me to click it? Okay, got it.
I want to say I love everybody. Thank you for your support. Yes, people have been getting threats and some negativity. That's just, it doesn't really matter. At that point, everybody does have an opinion. But I've been working with young people for 22 years. I started out in high school tutoring young folks in elementary. I taught dance, cheerleading, drill team. I taught Sunday school, praise and worship dance. Like I said, Sunday school, Sunday church, and found myself, I used to work as an administrator in the office or office support in the school district, and then I'm here as a substitute teacher. I just wanted to say, though, in all my 22 years, never have I ever experienced what I experienced this Monday. I've never been attacked by young folks. I love young people. This is why I work with them. I have a heart for them. That young lady attacked me, and she went for blood. She took out an inch of my hairline from here all the way to 2 inches back here. And y'all know that black women have hair issues, okay? I don't understand what it is with black on black crime. Black women hating on each other. I never did that. I always show love to my sister, especially to the kids. The kids are our future. So that fake page that was up, that somebody was like, F the kids and F that job, it was never F the kids, because the kids are our future. And I tried to call for an administrator 3 times. But let me tell you something. Within a month, there has been a teacher that was knocked unconscious with her head kicked in. Twice, 2 teachers. Another teacher got a gun pulled on her. But as for me, as much as I love the kids, I cannot put my life or my livelihood in danger anymore. I will be saying goodbye to this profession. I went to school 3 times for real estate. Oh, yes, I'm being faced with charges as well behind this. And so, if I get a charge on my record, there goes my career again. OnlyFans is out of the question. I'm not that kind of lady. I grew up in church. Still love the kids. They are our future. But at this point, I cannot put my children's livelihood nor my family in this situation to where I'm not getting paid. And it may be possible that what I went to paid my money for to go to school for 3 times. But anyway, I will have more details on what happened. I appreciate everybody that's given their donations to my husband's GoFundMe account. That's awesome. And all the phone calls, thank you for calling and praying with us.
Wow. Well, she said a whole lot there, B Dub. EQ, you're the educated, you in that profession. Okay. So after seeing the teacher say what she said with the response video to what transpired with the incident that happened Monday, and she's saying also, well, I'll just ask you this, okay? How do you feel about the video that you just saw with the teacher response to the video about what transpired? How you feel about it?
I think it's a matter of now I realize what I done and I messed up. Because where was the apology? Where is this sincerity of, oh, I regret that this happened? Okay, again, if you've in a situation or if you're in an environment where 2 teachers were knocked out and unconscious or whatever she was saying about the other teachers, there is a strong possibility that what happened to them could happen to you. We don't know the situation. However, in a role like that, you have to maintain your professionalism. Okay? Now, if you've paid money to go to school 3 times, that's not that little girl's fault. That's your fault. You weren't apologetic. You wanted to sound like the victim. The little girl didn't really attack you. Yes, the little girl violated her personal space because if you look at the video, the little girl was behind the desk. She shouldn't have been back there, whether the phone was taken up or not. But again, give the little girl her phone, write her up, send her to the office. Always, that's what you have administration in place for. And you talking about people contributing to your GoFundMe account, but what if she did this on purpose? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, she wasn't apologetic. It was more like, well, she attacked me, she did this to me, but how do you think you made that little girl feel beating her up like that? I mean, you could have
Well,
just, like we said the other night, you could have restrained her and just called for help and then let the admin take it from there. That's what you have security guards in place for, or campus police. That's what you have radios, telephones, walkie-talkies. She could have easily gotten on her personal cell phone and called the front office to say, hey, I have a situation. Can y'all come and help me diffuse this? I personally don't think the little girl would have attacked her if she probably would have been calling for somebody else. Give the little girl a phone. It's her property. Give it to her. Right
well,
or wrong.
I'm gonna say this, EQ, and this is how I feel about it. I don't believe the woman owed the girl no apology. All right, I stand on what I said in the show earlier Tuesday. The little girl was in the wrong, and the adult stepped in and put the little girl in her place. I don't believe she owed that woman no apology whatsoever. And now another thing is this: when we play the other video, when you see the little girl response to aftermath of the whatever. Now, not saying that she didn't. Well, if you see the text message of the aftermath on how this little girl walks around and carry herself, you might have a change of thought about saying, hey, you know what? If did the parent actually, with this woman, the teacher, did she actually owe this girl apology? Whatever, because it seemed like this little girl, just from looking at the text messages I saw earlier, the aftermath of it, she seemed like she's a heavy hitter as
Yeah,
far as
that
like
little girl just got her
something's not
butt
right with
whooped.
her.
That little
Something's
girl
not
just
right
got
with her.
her butt whooped all over social media. She got to come back with being hard. She got to come back and get gangster with it. She embarrassed. I mean,
But it doesn't
that's
seem
what
like.
it is though. But here's the deal: you stoop to the little girl's level, so now we can't tell who the child is.
Well, I had to disagree with that. I don't know because the little girl, she stepped
Wait a
up.
minute,
We
you
can say
said
she
little
stepped
girl.
into.
This a high school kid.
Well, the young lady stepped into an adult role once she got behind the desk. But we already discussed that or whatever. So we really just talk about the aftermath here. All right. But from that video that I saw, what I've got from just watching the teacher saying what she's saying, that seems like a woman that's defeated. She's had enough. She's to the point to where she's like, you know what? Everything that I've gone through with my career, my with me, getting all these different, teaching certificates and things like that. She's had enough, and she don't want to continue to be involved with a situation where she's got her life and everything put she's putting herself in front of harm's way. She seems like she's a defeated woman, and it's like, you know what, it is what it is. It's not worth it, and she kind of had that kind of mentality to me. That's how she come off to me. And like I said, I don't believe she owed that woman no apology at all. The little girl no apology. I just don't believe that. Go ahead, B Dub. Like you got something to say, my guy.
Come on with it.
Only thing I want to say is I appreciate you, EQ, for your insight today. But where was that energy at Tuesday when I was on the island by myself? And you,
No,
and
you weren't. Wait a
and
minute.
Miss Know It All came at me and was like, no. And
No.
B-Love was the only voice of reason that came to my rescue and said, hey, y'all listen to what he's saying. I told y'all this woman is trash. Listen.
No, let me
I
stop.
told y'all that woman.
I had
is
to
trash.
go back and watch it myself and analyze the video from both angles, because there was another video on Instagram. Hold on, I never said I was against you Tuesday night. I never said that.
Oh, no. Y'all. Man, what you talking about? No, that child, that girl deserved that. That teacher. Okay,
she did.
Listen. That lady, what you saw,
always
Mr.
trying
Know
to
It
take
All.
up no draws. You get on my nerves.
let me help you out, Mr. Know It All. See, what you saw in that video, you saw some Class A, Level 10 narcissism is what you saw. That woman was all over the place. She talking about her damn real estate license, and she went to school. First of all, listen. No disrespect to anybody that might have to go to real estate school. No, I take that back. I mean all the disrespect in the world. If it took you 3 times to get your real estate license, something wrong with you. Mm-hmm. And I mean that as disrespectfully as I can.
Oh, amen. Say it one more time.
And she talking about she been dealing with kids for 22 years, and then she gonna go back counting Sunday school and when I babysit my little cousin and I love the kids, she couldn't even think of what to say. This is what happens when somebody don't know what to say. And like EQ said, she was trying to sound a certain type of way, so she just trying to think of what she can say. Talking about OnlyFans, not doing OnlyFans, like what the hell?
You just
I'm gonna say this. What in the I just say, what in the Eastside High Joe Clark hell is going on here? Like, okay,
hold on, B-Love. Real quick. Did y'all hear her husband cooking and singing in the background? He knows she full of it.
Hey, I ain't trying to be funny. She could have done this for clout chasing. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna say this. It probably didn't. She probably went to school that morning and didn't think this was gonna happen. But it happened, and now she riding the hell out of that wave. Cause how you not gonna have your speech together before you go live, ma'am? And then you're 100% playing the victim. You have no type of self-respect to say, if you have been working with kids, I may have you can't even say I may have blanked out a little bit, or I may have taken it too far. Because if you love kids,
there's no accountability.
If you love kids the way you say you do, then why are you on here playing and not
listen,
playing, but why are you on here saying the things that you saying? Like, and she said Sunday school teacher about 12 times. Like,
listen,
ma'am, that's
listen.
not gonna get you where you need to be. And when you go through a situation like that and you come out and everything is, I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that, I was this, I was here, it kind of sounds like you kind of messed up, and so you still trying to get people to side with you. Why are you even mentioning a GoFundMe, ma'am? What is this video for? Is it, I'm just saying it's a lot that's going on with that. Talk about the topic in full at hand and how you basically, because I still say, and I stand on what I said, she went a little bit too far, but that I feel like she should have taken that opportunity, because your platform is huge now. So you should have taken that opportunity to say, I may have blacked out, or I may have went too far, or I have no remorse for anything that I done,
You
or
can't.
I felt like I was trying to protect myself, because it goes back to what I said the other day. Didn't I say, if you know that these are the potential things that could happen to you, why are you steady coming into a profession like that? That lady got problems, man. And
Okay.
she took that out on that little girl.
So
Cause
listen up.
how you go to real estate school 3 times? This lady fed up. She ain't done with real estate school. She can't go to she can't. It's kind of like you can't live your life and you know what? I'm not gonna do that because I'm not gonna judge that lady. I don't know that lady like that. But
Don't
from
worry, I will.
listen to that video, it don't even sound like she should have been a sub. I ain't being funny, but
Well, here's the reason why she can't really say. Here's the reason why she really can't say a whole lot about what transpired. Because at the end of the day, there's an article that came out about this. The Rocky Mountain Police Department has listed both of these people as basically into a fight. So both of them are actually victims. So she can't come out in public in social media and say a whole lot what has transpired, because anything that she says in social media, in a social media platform, or so in public or whatever, it can definitely be used against her or whatever. So she
well
can't
then,
come out.
Then don't say
Hold on, hold
nothing at
on.
and,
all.
But
and
she
exactly,
messed
but
up.
don't.
But
Hold on,
where
hold
she
on.
messed. Okay, go
Hold,
ahead.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. So she can't come out and say a whole lot of what had transpired. You see what I'm saying? So she can't do that at all. So, but on the same note, uh, I agree with you, B Dub, B Love, EQ. To me, it does, especially when you start putting out information talking about, uh, you know, what Cash App or whatever she said, whatever pay platform she was talking about or whatever. It does sound like she's saying, okay, look, you know what? Now here's my opportunity to try to capitalize off of this incident that transpired, because everybody is talking about it. So it does seem like that or whatever. But as far as like her reasons for saying what she said and what she's done, there's only so much that she can do and she can say on
Nah.
social media before,
Here,
because
let
she
me
can't
let
say
me
a
show
whole
you.
lot. You
Let me
just can't
show
do
you
that.
something she could have done in the video. If you play that video back, Deontay, give us a second, boo. We gonna answer your question in just a second. And heck, nah, we wouldn't have swung on them teachers back then. We knew better. Nah, we not saying that. We not gonna swing on them. But anyway, if you play the video back, when the sub, if she was really sorry and wanted to prevent this from happening, she saw the little girl coming around the desk looking. That was a golden opportunity for her to move out the way and walk to the door to go get some help. You wanted that fight. See, you got to understand, people be clout chasing too. She knew those cell phone cameras was rolling. And the way she sounded, and she mentioned, I wouldn't even, if I was going to do an I'm sorry video or I'm the victim video, I wouldn't have never mentioned anything about money. Because, see, they can flip that in court against her. This could have been a planned or a premeditated incident. to where she's victimized, and now we're going to set up a GoFundMe account. And if you're really passionate about children, you're not going to give up. You're going to get you the best lawyer you can find, fight this, and continue doing what you love doing. That's a person that's passionate about working with children, because you said in 22 years, this has never happened. So you mean to tell me in 22 years, this one incident gonna stop you from working with children? You do owe that little girl an apology, because you were the adult and you should have been the adult in the situation. Like I said, if you play the video back, she had a chance to move out the way. She didn't do that. So
if I was this woman, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Hold on. Because if you look, when the little girl went around her, she could have moved right then. I don't care if she would have ran out the door. Because if I know these kids finna fight me, I would have ran. Hey, Miss Jones, I need you to go get the principal, because I got a situation. See, now you got another person involved. You have a witness, another adult. Kids want to see stuff like this. But she could have been the adult in the situation. Even when you took the little girl's phone, you could have called the office. You could have called for a security guard. You could have called a parent, somebody to say, hey, you know what? I took this phone from this young lady. She's in here. Because I'm sure it didn't just start there. Because if the little girl had got enough nerve to get up to go behind that teacher desk, then there's something that has already started brewing before the cameras were rolling. That's the thing. We don't have all of the incident or whatever on camera.
Well, I'm not 100% sure. This could be speculation. This is something that a kid, allegedly one of the students at the school in the class, posted. But I don't know if this is true or not. But allegedly, the little girl, the teacher, as she was moving around the classroom and whatnot, her butt was coming out and showing, and the little girl was trying. It was a couple of kids trying to take pictures of her butt so they could post it online.
Now,
and she took everybody's phone.
Now, I believe that. Because first of all, no draws. Why would you go in a classroom full of high school boys who are hormonal?
Come on now.
Sexually active. That's sexual assault on a minor, if you want to be technical, because you knew you didn't have no draws and you in there fighting. Like I said, she had an opportunity to be the grown person. I'm going to tell y'all why. I sat back and I watched this video over and over, and I analyzed this. First of all, you don't go to no school, sit your butt in no other teacher chair with no drawers on. That's nasty. But it's not even about the wardrobe right now. It's about the professionalism. You go sit in my chair with no drawers if you want to. That's why I do leather chairs, so I can wipe them out, because I don't trust people. That's nasty. Don't nobody want your booty juice in their chairs. That's gross. And then you in there fighting, you know your dress coming up, and you got teenage boys in here. See, they could very well flip that video on her. You exposed your body to young men and young girls. A parent can take offense to that. So, like I said, she missed an opportunity to be the adult. It looked like she was cloud chasing from the video, from what she was saying, from everything she mentioned. Hey, to the other children out there, please don't look at me as a bad person. I didn't mean for see. It was nothing like that. There was no accountability on her part. Everything in her video says I'm the victim. No, ma'am, you're not.
But and you know what?
Wait a minute. Whether the little girl provoked her or not, or swung at her, you are not the victim, because you had a chance to diffuse the situation as an adult and you didn't do it because you're walking around with no drawers on. Nasty tail.
If I was that woman's attorney, if I was a teacher's attorney, I would tell the teacher, do not get on social media talking about nothing, because you're going to. You have to be mindful, because anything that you say, they will use it against you in court.
Exactly.
So you can't get on social media. Like I told you, you can't get on social media apologizing. You can't get on social media talking about, hey, any act of saying I apologize, whatever. Then the everything started swaying a certain kind of way, whatever. So you have to be mindful before you get on social media talking like that. So to me honestly, I would advise her not to be on social media, even discussing nothing like this until everything is under wraps and under control and be done with it, whatever, because it's too early for her to be coming out, making any type of accusations or talking about anything that's going on with this. Now, thank God, it's not super serious or whatever, because from what I was seeing, it looked like it's just like a mutual combat type of fight that is probably it's something's gonna be up under like a misdemeanor or whatever. But
They both been charged.
yeah.
Her
So
and the
like
girl
so
been
you're
charged
right.
with
Yeah,
simple
both of
assault.
them. A simple assault,
What?
correct. So that's a misdemeanor or whatever. So, but here's the thing, like I said, I would definitely advise a woman, hey, look, don't get on there trying to do nothing to set yourself up and incriminate yourself, whatever, man, because I'm telling you, that can definitely be bad at all, whatever. Then you go on there and incriminate yourself. Now you talking about upping your charges. Now they can start talking about assault on a child and things like that or whatever. So you teeter tot on a fine
But
line when it comes to that. You see what I'm saying?
clearly,
You can't do that.
she don't have no attorney because, like you said, attorney
Exactly.
would
I was going to
advise
say
her.
the same
But
thing.
Well,
even
Lee
if they
married
did, but she ain't thought about that. Y'all got to
No.
remember, we
Mm-mm.
don't deal with the
Mm-mm.
justice system in the courtroom anymore. It's all about the court of social media. So I got to get
The
out there in front
public
of the social media
public
jury
opinion.
and plead my case. But anybody that got any sense, she because if and that's and I'm gonna tell you this is why I don't believe that, like you said earlier, she don't want to talk about everything because of court. That ain't why. She's just too stupid
Mm-mm.
to know that because
Mm-hmm.
she would have said, well, first of all,
Mm-hmm.
this is an ongoing thing, so it's not a lot I can speak about because for legal reasons or whatever. But I just want to put it out there, or whatever she gonna try to do. Like EQ said, she could put it out there and say, hey, you know what, this is not the person I am. This have whatever. This woman is all over the place with her lies and her BS. But
Mm-hmm.
right quick, I just got to take a moment to thank EQ. I just want to praise you for saying everything that I said on Tuesday when I told y'all this woman was trash.
Hey,
BW,
And
Hold,
it's
and
her
hold,
I'm gonna
fault.
say
hold,
this.
BW, my boo. I love you,
Hey,
boo.
G
Huh?
Man, G Man, hold on. Let G Man, G Man,
I'm done.
G Man, you there? Can you hear me, G Man?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, look
Okay,
at
so
G-Man,
what I
little
want you to
thing.
do,
Look
man,
at his name.
G Man,
Yo, yo,
did
yo.
do you believe that the teacher that was involved with this incident with the student, do you believe that she owe anybody an apology for what she had done?
Hell, what does she need to apologize for? There's nothing for her to apologize for. I think all this is an ad hominem attack, right? You really can't attack her action, so everybody's attacking her character or her background or whatever. Like, okay, fuck all that. She ghetto, she whatever. I don't know, but the fact still remains: this kid caused what happened that night. And again, fuck what everybody has to say about cool. Everybody's entitled to opinion. You do not let nobody put their hands on you. Period. And that's the start and the end for me, right? You ain't putting your hands on me, I'm gonna make you pay. And if you're a kid, and that's talking to anybody listening, if your kid swings at me, I'm gonna beat your kid's ass. Now, you got a problem with it, you can get it too. So this other stuff, I don't care. Girls, both of them look, a certain way if you're gonna be honest about it. I don't like taking shots at kids, but they don't look like they were the two people involved with, they're not the best or the brightest of society. That's not the point. The point I simply made is you need to control your kid, and no person, no adult should not be allowed to defend themselves from a combative child. Everything else, y'all can, I don't care about all that. Don't let nobody put their hands on you without them paying for it. That's my rule. And I'm
Right.
gonna land my plane.
Okay. B Love, what you finna get ready to add there, B Love? You get ready to say something.
I was just gonna kind of piggyback on what EQ said. First of all, if you've had 22 years of contact with children, and this one incident made you pop like you did, and then second of all, if you've had that many interactions, Bible school, Bible study, Sunday school twice, keeping your nieces and nephews. If you love children the way you said you did, then you mean to tell me as an adult you won't even apologize? Even it doesn't matter that she hit you first. It's over with now. You've seen the video several times, and can't no adult tell me if you pounded on a child like that you wouldn't feel some type of way.
Even if they
Period.
deserved it.
Even if they deserved it, you wouldn't feel some type of way. So you mean to tell me you gonna go live, and which brings it back, you don't have no attorney, you gonna take whatever charges they give you and you gonna run with it because you don't went so far to talk about your edges, ma'am. All black women have problems with their edges, not all, but that's not you bringing up minor things in order to make yourself look like the 100% of the victim. You have inner issues, and with that, you cannot tell me that you didn't look at that video and see yourself and not say, I wish I wouldn't have acted like that. Or, dang, that was a kid. If you love kids, if you work with kids that long, you mean to tell me you have no remorse for what you've done? And to me, if you want to be, because like I keep saying, and I said it Monday, this is a teachable moment. So therefore, even after everything is over with, teach that child to understand and know that it's okay to apologize. You don't have to do it on social media, but you help that child be a bigger and better person by admitting when they're wrong or when they've taken things too far. Because see, with that situation and that child looking and seeing the videos, because the child is still seeing it too, and that's why that child is still reacting the way she reacted. Because I promise you, if you this at this point, this lady can control the narrative. She can control how that child acts right now. If that lady was to get on there and say she was wrong of how far she took it, but she was still gonna defend herself. Because see, that's where everybody's getting mixed up at. I'm not saying don't defend yourself in this situation. But again, like I stated Monday, for you to have this child pinned to the floor and beating her like she was somebody off the street, that's when you went too far. And that's where your apology should start. It shouldn't start when you swung at me and I rushed you to pin you down. No, none of that requires an apology because you did what you did to protect yourself. The apology starts is when you got her on the ground and you beat the crap out of her. That's when the apology should start. So yeah, she does owe her an apology. And as an adult that's been working with kids for 22 years, yeah, you need to do that. That's the first thing you should have done instead of screaming about a dang on GoFundMe. Really.
So let me ask you guys this. Let me ask you guys this, all right, before we go into the next segment of everything. Okay. The teacher that was involved in this whole thing, how would you guys still feel the same way if that teacher was your mother, if that teacher was your sister, if that teacher was your wife, anything like that, whatever? Would you guys still feel the same way? Would you guys still feel that was excessive if that was a loved one of yours?
Let me tell you
Keep it
this.
real.
100%.
Hold on, keep it real.
I'm keeping it one.
Keep it
See,
real.
that's the problem with me and why my circle is small like it is, and why I barely fool with a lot of people, because I'm not a yes person. I'm for right. So whatever it is, I don't care who it is. If that was my mama and she went up to that school and pinned some kids down like that and beat the crap out of them, I'd be ashamed. And I'd probably be on social media saying, I don't know what was going on with my mama. Maybe she was having a day, but that wasn't right. Because it's not right. Anybody can look at it and tell you that it's not right.
Beat up.
Yeah. No.
How would you feel?
So first of all,
That was a loved one.
there's I had a family member that for whatever the reason decided they want to start being a certain type of way. And I cut ties with that family member for years until they got themselves back together. So no, I would feel the same way even if it was my mama, but it wouldn't be my mama, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why. My mother was a teacher for a lot of years, and that's just these kids. She'll tell you all the time. She saw this way back when, and that's why she stopped teaching and went to a whole different field because she already knew
Somebody with
that
some
she
sense.
wasn't the one to be dealing with these type of kids. She saw it coming and said, "Nah, this ain't for me because I'm gonna be in somebody's prison somewhere." So
EQ.
yeah,
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You done beat up? I'm
yeah,
sorry.
is it? Is it?
Okay, EQ. How would you feel if that was your family member or loved one?
And I ain't finna say nothing to my mama if she don't if she don't at that school acting fool. You don't know who my mama is. She crazy. Heck no. I'd be like, oh yeah, that's my mama. Yeah, you know. No, my mama. That's why she not a teacher because she asked me all the time, baby, how you do it. I would be I would be mad. I'd be like, mama, that was overboard. But my mama would still be. I don't give a, you know. But I would be embarrassed because I'm like, mama, you know what? You were the adult in the situation. But I mean, I understand there are close calls, there are times, and what kids have to understand is this too. Now, kids have to understand that grown people have feelings and emotions too, and we don't want to be disrespected either because and people say, well, the teacher, you shouldn't take your personal life or your feelings or your emotions. We don't know. Somebody could have just a teacher could have lost a mama, a child, which I've been in a situation where I had a teacher who was swung on, just lost her I think it was her daughter. All right, so kids have to understand grown people have feelings too. But if it were me, and I've been in situations like this before, I've been threatened, cussed out, all that. Um, but I'ma always maintain my professionalism. Yeah, there's been times I wanted to fight. Yeah, you do. And because kids will take you there. Some kids will take you there. Some kids will take you there just simply because they think, oh, well, you're a teacher, you can't hit me. And I'm sure that's probably what this little girl was thinking. Oh, you're a teacher, you can't hit me. And
Or they
what
think
some of
it's
these
sweet.
kids, or they think you soft, they think
They
you
think it's sweet.
scary.
They think it's
And
sweet.
what
Yeah.
these kids don't understand, what we have worked too hard to arrive at this point, which is why I'm getting to that point to where I'm ready to call it quits. Because Mrs. Sims, she foresaw that this gonna get out of hand, and it is. And if we don't get a tight grip on it, it's gonna get worse. Have y'all not seen the fight videos from DeSoto High School, Dallas Roosevelt? Y'all, it's crazy. Why are teachers getting knocked out? These people don't get up out their bed to come pick on your child every day. They trying to teach your child plus all the other children in their classes who are dealing with issues from A to Z. Because if everybody quit teaching in public school, who are we gonna have? If everybody quit teaching in charter schools, who are we gonna have? These kids can't even read well enough to go apply for a job. They can't even comprehend well enough. And then to have parents to defend the type of behavior we're seeing and have school districts who can't really do anything about these behaviors because sometimes their hands are even tied. What do we do? We're fighting a never ending battle here. And so, it's like Brandy said, it was a teachable moment. And we got to figure out ways to have conversations with our kids and have conversations with adults as well.
G man, how you feel about how would you feel if that was a loved one of yours that got busy like that, G man?
Well, let me go back to. I didn't see. I saw the video. I didn't see the teacher MMA ground and pounding now, as B Love is alluding to. I didn't see that. I see them go to the ground. I see them lock up and her screaming for another teacher to come in. The teacher really could have ground and pounded her. She did not ground and pound her. Let me start there. Second, uh, my stance doesn't change. If my sister, mama, whoever was at school and your kid decided to do something your kid not supposed to do and swing on that teacher, you get what you get. I'm stand by that. That's what it is. I mean, I understand you're a professional. You do have to have a level of decorum and all this kind of stuff, but we have to start with what caused all of this. See, I think we're doing too much. Okay, we're dealing with the reaction and not the actual cause of it. That's not how you treat a sickness. That kid had the kid not jumped in the teacher's face and swung on her, tried to get her phone, not doing what she was supposed to do. None of the other stuff is not happening, but it's not the conversation. It's all about how this teacher is this and it's fine. Don't the school district shouldn't hire as a sale. whatever. We can do a lot of Monday morning on armchair quarterbacking. But as it sits on, on the surface, I saw a student, a high school student, swing on the teacher. The teacher beat her ass as she should have, and everybody going about their day. And I'm gonna land my plane.
Right, absolutely. B Dub, like you got something to say, man. You warming up over there, man, or what?
Nah, I mean, I'm just listening, but and I get what G Man is saying. I think for me, I'm only speaking for myself. Um, the reason why, and well, first of all, let me go back. Given what a lot of people said, what comments and what you guys have said, I'm willing to make a very, very slight adjustment. So on Tuesday, I said I gave the student 25% of the blame and the teacher 75%. I'll do 40-60. But I still give the teacher more of the blame. And the reason is not because of how she reacted. That's only part of it. But if we could run the video back, she very much did pound on that little girl when they was on the
Exactly.
ground, when they
I don't
first
know
went to
what
the
you
ground.
watched.
I didn't
But
see it. Go ahead.
but
I
it,
didn't
it's
see it
it's
as I
more
seen
than
it.
just that. Like I said, it starts with, first of all, the demeanor and how you carry yourself. We could say, okay, well, the student started it because she the one got up out of her chair. Okay, fair enough. But I will go and say, why would that girl feel so comfortable? Because as we've already said, and even in the comments, people have alluded to, I would never do that. I would never be bold enough to approach a teacher, no matter how mad I was in school. So why does this girl feel that comfortable? Well, here's my opinion, and this is pure opinion. I think that teacher doesn't respect herself, and she doesn't come to class and carry herself in that type of way. And like I said before, when these teachers want to dress like the kids, act like the kids, and want to be cool and talk about their social medias and stuff, you obliterate that line of respect. You are no longer on that pedestal of authority and I'm a student. Now y'all are here. So that's why that little girl felt comfortable to do that, in my opinion. Because if you had a teacher when we was in school, if you had I say this, the closest thing we ever had to a teacher like that probably would be a coach. If you was an athlete and one of the coaches happened to be your teacher, because that's your coach, you might feel a different type of way. But even then, they still gonna let you know, like, hold on, this is not basketball practice or football practice or baseball practice, whatever. You in the classroom, so you still wouldn't cross that line, even though you might feel comfortable with that teacher. Because when y'all at practice, y'all it's cool. That's coach, and they telling us what to do, whatever, cool. But when you're in that classroom, it's a different story. And I think part of the problem is the parents. We said it before. A lot of these parents nowadays is trash. They're not teaching their kids respect. They're not teaching. They're not teaching their kids. They're letting their kids do whatever they want. The kids run the household, and now the kids are starting to run the schools. So, but again, if you carry yourself a certain type of way, and also too, that teacher has several options. We've laid out several options that would have been much better than just standing there, letting a girl walk behind your desk and then talk crazy to you in your face. Like, it should have never got to that point. Because if a student got up and started coming at me, we gonna meet in front of the desk, and you finna get out of my classroom. But no, listen, hold on.
Standing your ground is an option too. She stood her ground.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
So that's
Listen. I'm not saying that, like B Love said, nobody's saying that the woman couldn't defend herself. So what happened, right? So the girl did what she did. The woman was 100% right to defend herself. But what we're talking about is, why did it even get to that point? If you would have been an adult in control of that classroom, in control of that situation, it never would have got to that point. That little girl never would have, no matter how she felt, she would have never got up out of her chair and came toward that lady. And if she did, you should have been meeting her in front of the desk at the door, like, no, hold on, this is not how we do this. And she could have gave the girl her phone back. It's not It's not worth it. She talking about I'm not gonna put my livelihood in danger again. Well, that's exactly what you're doing. Because if you was thinking about
Exactly.
your livelihood, you would have thought, okay, is my paycheck worth a doggone raggedy cell phone?
Hmm.
Because that's what you're saying. You're saying that that cell phone is more important than your paycheck. She had options. She chose the worst option, and that's why I'm giving her more the responsibility. I'm not saying that she didn't have that option. It was
Hmm.
absolutely an option, but it was the worst possible option. And if she'd have thought better and done better, she wouldn't have got to that option. That's what I'm saying.
But you know why she got to that, to why she chose the route that she did, because her behavior is just like the children's. It's childish. So for you, you came in that classroom, and from the moment you got up to get dressed, you had a childish mindset. So when you come in this classroom, obviously you can't be professional because the little girl is not respecting you, first off, and that goes to show how you came in the classroom dressed.
I
And
just
then
think I
second
think,
of
I
all,
just think her
the
judgment was a little off. Her judgment is off. Her judgment.
sec
I think that's what it is.
and second of all, the reason why this little girl felt the need to be able to come up and come behind your desk is because how you were carrying yourself before then. I don't know any teacher that comes into a classroom and pretty much demands respect, and the children respect them, is gonna feel the child is then gonna feel brave enough to go behind that desk and say and do what she did. It's all about how that lady carried herself from the time she went in that classroom. And the reason why that child approached her and treated her like she did is because the teacher mindset was childish. And you can tell from the way she acted all the way through that whole situation. There's no way somebody with an adult mindset would turn around and even let that situation get to that point. That should have been stopped from the beginning, because she could have easily called that child out the classroom and got her away from everything and everybody and said, "Hey, I don't know what the situation is, but I'm trying to teach. Let me have your phone, and when we get done after class or whatever, or I get done with my lesson, then you can have it back. If you choose to do your work, that's fine. If you don't, then that's fine as well. But right now, I have to take your phone so that we can move forward in class. Are you cool with that? If not, then you need to just go ahead and go up the hallway and go on and go to the principal's office, and we'll settle it later. But
So
for her to act out the way that she did, full intent, like I said, that whole situation was all about control. It was all about control. And the reason why the teacher felt like she needed control was because she had none from the time she walked in that classroom.
So before we get to the next part of the segment, and be love, thank you for that for your response there. But we're gonna go to this other section here. But before we do that, we got some comments in the comment section. I got to definitely read out because it's kind of getting a little crowded here. So Deontay Thomas, we appreciate you for joining the show and thank you, brother. Deontay Thomas says the little girl had no business walking up on a teacher in the first place. Children are to be too bold nowadays. And also Deontay Thomas says, are you saying that in our lifetime, that in our time, when we was growing up, that the elders will put you in your place if you try to buck to them? Even teachers didn't play that. Miss Kelly played no games. Miss Pam Brown said, well, thank you for
Hold
joining
on.
the show as well. Go ahead.
Before you read any more comments, Dante just proved my point. The teachers didn't play that because they carried themselves a certain way. Miss Kelly didn't come in the classroom with pants shorts all up her tail, and she didn't laugh and joke and play with the
You
kids. She got
respect them.
straight to the lesson.
You respect them anyway.
So, but it's still, you respect them anyway. But it's still, how do you supposed to gain respect if you acting like a child? How is a child gonna respect you? They gonna treat you on the level that you acting, because you acting like them. You have your nerves to think you can come to the classroom and act like a kid, and then they still supposed to respect you because you the sub. Hell no, it don't work like that. Who
Back
in
to
their right mind think that's supposed to work like that?
Go ahead. Go ahead, G Man.
I ain't saying nothing. I said you get back to the comment.
Okay, Brittany Simone. Brittany Simone says the child is the reason this scenario happened. Had she not had the phone out in class and focus on why she's there, which is learning, There's never a need to take the phone to begin with. Amen, Brittany.
I
Appreciate that.
agree.
Ray Sims, he also says, well, let me say this. If your child hit me, I hope that you have picked out your child funeral arrangements. Ain't no child go to hit me.
That part. That part.
That's my uncle, y'all. Don't talk about my uncle.
Brittany Simone said, and we thank you for joining the show, Ray Sims, and tuning in as well. Brittany Simone also said, it starts at home, EQ, and I feel that this was a reality check for the child. However, old she is closer to being classified as an adult than an adolescent. Oh man, okay, that was a good
True.
comment there. And then Chastity Porter says, one thing that people who don't work in education don't understand is that we have to deal with misbehavior constantly. We have to deal with bad behaving kids all day, every day. And I agree with that 1,000%. And sometimes you can definitely see that, with all those contributing factors, with you might got something going on at your house, you might have some issues going on, outside. Outside of work, with home and children and your husband or your boyfriend, and you got a lot of things that's going on or whatever. So yeah, when you get to school the next day, you got all this stuff that's on. You probably got a boss or somebody that you work with, and a close employee or a colleague getting on your nerves. That's a lot that you deal with. And then on top of all that, you got these kids that's half of them ain't trying to hear nothing you got to say anyway. Half of them coming to school, with different objectives and attitudes, and nonsense with the fights that's going on inside the school and who doing what. It's a lot. So I'm sure that teacher that that's inside the school setting has a whole lot that's going on, to where they can definitely some buttons can definitely be pushed because of things they have to deal with and the stress level that comes along with the job. And really, at the end of the day, to be honest with you, a lot of these kids, a lot of these teachers aren't getting paid the way they're supposed to be getting paid. On top
I
of all that,
agree.
you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot
I
that
definitely
goes
agree
on
with
with
that.
that, man. And here's the thing, my hat goes off to all the teachers in education or in education field or whatever, because me, that's not for me. I know for a fact it's not for me. That's not the job I want to have, and I don't ever want to be able to be an educator to deal with nothing like that, because I can't put up with it. But my hat goes off to anyone that is in that field dealing with some of these kids that they don't even have a home, parents or anybody inside their home to even teaching them nothing or whatever. So my hat goes off to you guys. All right.
Well,
Um,
I don't like giving flowers to people that don't deserve it. So my hat goes off to the good teachers, not the
Yeah.
trash ones.
Thank
But
you.
I agree. We all agree that teachers have to deal with a lot, but there's another way to look at this too. Like I said, my mom, my aunt, they both started teaching around by the same time. My aunt's only a couple. She started a couple of years before my mother did. My mother, she said, nope, I ain't gonna do it. She went and found something else to do. My aunt, she kept teaching. She taught for 40 something, 50 something years. And I'm telling you, that used to be part of our fun, getting together as a family to listen to her tell some of these crazy stories about these kids at school. But you know what? She dealt with it though. And so my point is this. If you've been dealing with kids for 22 years like you allege you have, you telling me you haven't learned any kind of skills to deal with this? Now, don't get it twisted. We've seen videos where kids really have forced the issue, where teachers, and I've said this before, we've seen videos where teachers have taken ass whoopings when they should have rightfully beat the hell out of these kids. But I don't think this was that situation. I don't think this woman really wants to be a teacher. This is just something to do until she passed her real estate test for the third time. This was just something to do. She wasn't prepared because she was in that classroom disrespecting herself, like I said, from the way she was dressed, the way she acted, and then she pushed toward the child. How you gonna tell somebody don't touch me, but you moving into their space? Now, hold on, cause I know the little girl came into her space first. I get that. I understand that. But then she leaned toward the little girl and said, "Don't touch me, don't touch me." And you know what that made me think about? It made me think about when you see cops, when they take your arm and they arresting you and they twist your arm to a point where it's either you move or let them break your arm, and then you move and they tell you stop resisting. But you're pulling my arm to a point where I have no choice but to move, and then you're telling me stop resisting. That's what I thought about when I saw that, because she's like puffing her chest at the little girl, but instead of telling her don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me. That's very childish. So that's why I think in this situation, like I said, in this situation, I think the teacher was wrong. I don't think teaching is for her. I'm glad that she's deciding to go into a different profession, and it's a bad look for all the good teachers out there that do deserve more pay. Because that's the crazy. I've been saying this for years. Teachers are probably one of the most important professions we have, but yet they get paid almost the least. Make that make sense?
Yes, sir.
It don't. But that's just the way the world is right now. But I don't know.
So
My opinion haven't changed. I still think the teacher was more wrong than the girl was.
So let's see if you guys have a change of opinion with this other video with the little girl with her comments about the aftermath of this whole fight thing. And hold on, before we go to the video, hold on, B-Love, B-Dub, hold on, B-Dub. Before we get to the video, if you guys want to be able to comment on the show or come on the show and view your voice your opinion, please do. Queen B, we see you out there. If you want to voice your opinion on the show, Queen B, come on, because I know you had a lot to say.
You had it hot on Facebook.
Yeah, you had it hot on Facebook, Queen B. So come on to the show. Come on. You see the streaming platform at the top there. Come on in. You know how to do it. We'll bring you in. Put your voice your opinion about how you see it and the reason why, because we definitely want to hear what you got to say, because you did have the Facebook posting and social media hopping over there. So definitely come on in. But here's what Queen B said. She said, and also we can only go based off what we see on the video. We don't know what transpired in the beginning. Why did that little girl even have the phone out in the first place? They really not even supposed to have the phone out, period. If anybody comes to your area, you never know what you're gonna do until it happens to you. Queen B, but if you haven't heard, there's like also something that came out saying that the little girls and a couple of kids inside the classroom was wanting allegedly they want to take pictures of the woman's butt hanging out of her dress or something to that magnitude or whatever. So she asked. That's why she took the phone in the beginning. That's what allegedly had came out. So we don't know how how they go, whatever, but that's what alleged is. All right. But here's what the video, the aftermath of what the girl said in a text. This is alleged. What did it say? The fact that
the fact that
go ahead, read that.
Said, the fact that nobody helped me is crazy. People just stood there and let that woman manhandle me. Y'all supposed to be friends, and barely anybody asked if I was okay. Y'all laughing at this BS, and it's not funny. But if anybody got ish to say about it, we can get in the field, and that's facts. 100.
Wow. So we got. Let's remove it. So here's Queen B. Queen B, what's going on? How are you, Queen B?
Hey, hey, hey. I heard you was looking for me. Here I go.
Queen B.
How's everybody doing?
Doing
good.
We doing good, Queen B. So Queen B, you when you put the post out on social media, and that's the reason why we actually brought it up again, is because when you put the post out about the way you had saw it and how you viewed it and everything, so we said for a fact that we need to definitely do a impromptu about this or whatever. So explain to us, how did you view this whole situation with this whole fight thing, because we want to hear what you got to say about it, Queen B.
I agree. And thank you for accepting my invite. I'll say this from my perspective and my vision of what I saw. First of all, the little girl had no business, and I'm just speaking on the little girl. When you go into a classroom, you go in the classroom to learn. You don't have your phone out. You don't have your phone out. You're not supposed to have your phone out. When they say, okay, cell phones are allowed, But what are cell phones allowed for? Cell phones are allowed for emergency purposes only. You don't have your cell phone out in that classroom when you getting ready to learn. Because, and I'll say this, you going in that classroom, that phone is a distraction. You got that phone
Yes,
out.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You
I
have that
totally
phone
agree.
out and it's a distraction. You can't even understand what your instructor is telling you. You can't even understand what they're saying, what kind of rules or what you're supposed to be doing with that phone out. Second of all, if I was the teacher and I see you with this phone out, I'm going to tell you, you already know my rules when you step in this door. You take that phone, you put your phone up or you give it to me. We don't know what transpired before the video happened. We don't know what happened before they showed that video. So we don't know what transpired in the beginning. We don't know. We can only talk on what we saw. So if you a little girl, you stay in a little girl's place. You stay in a child's place. By all means, don't you run up on no adult. You don't run up on no adult. You don't go up on no adult. If you felt like you needed to go and frisk that teacher to get your phone, you take your ass out there and go to the principal's office and you get the principal involved, or you go and you go and call your mama or your daddy to come to that school. You
Yes,
don't have
Lord.
that's grown folks' business.
Yes,
That's
Lord.
grown folks' business. You don't have you let your parents handle that.
Yes,
You
Lord.
don't take
Yes,
it up
Lord.
on yourself to go and handle
Exactly.
nothing.
Right.
Exactly.
Yep.
You
Right.
you do what you're supposed to do. And let me tell you something. If you got a parent that's like me, if my child is being wrong, of course I'm gonna go to the school and find out what's going on. But I'm not finna react on no bullcorn of what you going in this school with this phone and causing chaos with this phone, and you swinging at a teacher or an adult, period. You don't swing at no teacher. So what? By all means, okay. So how you think that teacher felt when this little girl going in my area? She coming up on me. She could have had a knife. She could have had a gun. She could have had anything. So what am I supposed to do? I'm in defense mode at this moment. I gotta protect myself by all means. You run up on me, you gonna get your ass dealt with. And I meant that. Don't run up on me. I'm so serious that you just don't do that. You don't run up on a kid. You don't run up on no adult. You don't do that. You stay in a
Preach,
child's
Pastor.
place.
Preach, Pastor.
You stay in a child's place. You don't do that. So little girl, you was wrong.
Y'all make sure, hey, y'all record this. Are y'all recording what she said? Because we need to replay this so everybody on social media can hear this. Because you got those parents that'll come defend this type of behavior.
But you
And
know
that
her
makes it hard for us as teachers.
her mom got on social media and basically just said everything that Queen B said. I don't know if y'all seen the mom statement, but everything that Queen B just said, her mom wrote in the statement. But what makes me feel like her mama is flawed because the little girl still got access to her phone to talk shit. So
That's a
really,
good point.
what happened when they got home? Obviously nothing, because she's still on social media. She's still able to have access and basically do what she wants to do.
Well,
So as a parent, you can get on Facebook in front and say this and say that because you know your child was wrong, but how are you correcting her behavior by still letting her have access to the very problem?
well, I tell you this, B, we can't worry about what her mama doing at home. But as educators and adults, if your mama can't handle you or your daddy can't handle you, what's the next step? Somebody will handle your ass. And that's the honest God truth. That's the honest God truth. It don't matter what her mama or daddy doing at home. You run up on me, you gonna get dealt with. And
Queen
that's
B.
on everything.
Queen B. So what? So do you believe that the teacher? Do you believe with her doing what she did? Do you believe that the teacher was excessive or was it warranted? Warranted.
Let me tell you something. We don't know how angry we can get until we are in a situation that causes us to get angry. I understand what people are saying about, oh, that's a little girl. That excessive force shouldn't have been done. But we don't know how strong that little girl was. We don't know how strong she was. That lady probably had to put excessive force on that little girl to get her to settle down. Because I've been in a situation where I've had to restrain a young child. And I'm thinking, oh, this child, man, I know I can handle them. But in reality, they were strong, so I had to really manhandle them to get them to stop what they're doing. But in the heat of the moment, we don't know how we are going to react. We don't know how what kind of force we may have to use. We don't know.
That's true. That's true right there.
Round
We
of
don't
applause,
know
Miss
it.
Know It All. Give her a round of applause, buddy. You clean.
We
Give
don't
it up
know.
to her.
So I think that the teacher, I think she did what she needed to do to get that little girl off of what was called for at the time. So
I disagree.
Queen B.
Uh,
Go ahead. Go
and
ahead.
that's
Go
no,
ahead.
and that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. We're not gonna always agree on everything.
Thank
But
Right.
you.
I'm telling you this. If it has not happened to you, we can sit here all day and say what we would have done, what we ain't gonna do, what we do, what we do. We can sit here and do that all day long. But if it hasn't actually happened to you, you don't know what you're gonna do. You don't know what you're gonna do.
No,
But
I
again, go
disagree
ahead.
because now, first of all, let me clarify. I'm only disagreeing with the last statement you said about not knowing what you're gonna do. Everything else you said before that, I'm with you, especially about the parents. I get all of that. I'm not taking no responsibility whatsoever away from the little girl, and the way she acted after with her post is the reason why I kind of adjusted my responsibility level there because because you said something that's very very important. If the mama ain't getting it right and the daddy ain't getting it right, eventually somebody gonna get it right.
Somebody.
And she probably lucky that it was that teacher and not somebody in the streets because then it could have got way worse. But to say that you don't know what you're gonna do, I nothing's 100% right. So no, I guess you could technically that would be true, but I feel like this: if you think about situations, you have to think about things from the beginning. You can't just let stuff happen. And see, that teacher just let it happen. That's the point I was making. Like, soon as that little girl got up to make a move, like, why are you not reacting right now? You let her walk up on you and try to take the phone away from you, and now you're reacting. That's my whole point. Like it could have been avoided. Yes, the teacher is right for defending herself. She has the right to defend herself. Listen, we only live one life. There's no do-overs. There's no mulligans. So you can't say that somebody can't defend themselves. Anybody can defend themselves at any point in time. But we're not talking about something that happened at the mall, at a club, on the streets. We're talking about something that happened in school, and you are a professional in a role. There are guidelines for handling these situations. And she alleges that she tried to call the administration 3 times before the little girl approached her. Okay, well, if nobody's responding, get out of the classroom. Go find somebody.
But B Dub.
Hey,
She didn't have
whoever's
a
But B Dub.
chance.
Well, here's the
She
thing,
didn't
B
have
no,
Dub.
she did. She did have a
Here's the
chance.
thing,
She
B
she
Dub.
said that she did.
Hold on, B Dub. Well, here's what I disagree with because sometimes, it takes people when you're involved in a situation like that, an incident, You're not. Sometimes it takes you a little while before they start to register that
But
you're
it
in
ain't
the
supposed
situation.
to. That's my
Sometimes it
point.
does, though. A whole lot of time
No,
it does.
yeah. No,
You know,
if
'cause
we listen,
like if the girl, like the little girl, would sit down and then she ups and goes to the desk. That teacher
come
mom
on now.
like, dang, hold on, wait a
We
minute.
watched the
You're gonna
video.
react that way. You know what I
We
mean?
watched the video. You seen how slow that little girl got up and took her time and walked up there. You seen that woman had plenty of time, but that's my point. We're not talking about if somebody was in a grocery store, and let's say you in a grocery store and y'all both reach for the last bag of flour at the same time, and you going about your business, and that person come run up on you. Yeah, you might not react because you like that's unexpected, right? You're in the classroom. You are a teacher. There should be nothing unexpected happening up under your nose. You
It
see the
happens
little
all the
girl get
time.
up.
It
And
happens all
and,
the
and the girl allegedly told her classmates to film it because she about to fight the teacher. You don't hear what they're saying in your classroom?
be
You
And
done.
don't
then she
hear her
cut
back there?
Unexpected stuff happen all the time inside.
Nah,
no, but
that's
this
not
a
unexpected.
Well, how,
that's
That girl
well, how
walked
do,
too
well,
slow and took her time.
how do school shootings happen to come about?
No. Oh, hold
no
on.
no
That's a
no.
whole different situation.
I'm saying,
That's a whole different
I'm
what I'm
situation.
saying is this: we're trying to make these teachers have superpowers to be able to be Johnny on the
No.
spot when a situation comes
Listen
about.
to me.
You can't
I
be Johnny
don't
on the
want
spot
her.
in a situation. You
I
can't
don't want
do
her
it.
to have superpowers. I want her to have some common damn sense as an adult and a teacher. Because if this is the type of person that's teaching your kid, I'll be more worried about that.
exactly. And my thing is to piggyback on what you said. She had more than enough time to react because she stated in her video that she called the principal 3 times. So you called the principal 3 times. Do you mean to tell me that you didn't feel like you was in a situation where it was fixing to get out of hand? If you called the
Exactly.
principal 3 times, you had enough time to go outside of the classroom or send another student to the classroom next door and say, hey, can you go tell the other teacher to come here so I can go to the office and to get to get the principal, whatever the case may be, because this situation I feel like is getting out of hand. It was from what she stated, and I'm not going by hearsay, I'm not going by what the kids allegedly said. She stated that she called the principal 3 times. So are you slow? Because
But can you leave 20, 25
you don't have to
students
leave.
in
You
a
don't have to leave.
classroom in one setting? You cannot leave all those kids in that classroom. If that child is running up on me, if I tell you to sit down and take your seat, you sit your ass down. I'm your
But that's
teacher. You
but
sit
the thing
down.
but the
But you
thing
know what?
is
Hold on, Beloved.
But
Hold on.
I'm saying like
No, you're right.
you're
Okay.
saying, you can't.
Okay,
There's
let's go with that though.
No,
Okay,
let her
you
cook.
can't.
Let her cook, B-Dog. Let her cook.
But hold on, I'm trying to answer her question because she said, "How you gonna lead 20 other students?" And that's a fair question. My thing is, I'm sending her black ass. You go
She
to the
wouldn't
office because
go.
but they have courtesy officers. So if that's the case, you could go out in the hallway. Hey, can y'all get the courtesy officer because this girl won't get out of my class, and I'm standing in the door with the door open until she leaves. I'm not finna stand there. Come on now, y'all. Let's be for real. Y'all act like y'all ain't seen the
exactly.
doggone video.
I feel like it's
This lady
Either
Let her
stood
way
cook.
it
there.
happened,
Let her cook.
that little girl's intentions was to fight that teacher. Period.
but if you
Point blank. It didn't matter if she tried to go get 100 officers, 20 principals, 20 more people to come and help her. That little girl already, her objective was to go ahead and fight that teacher. Either way it went.
She
So
came
just
my
give her
thing
what
with
she
is,
wants.
she came with disrespect on her mind and her heart. That little girl
but
was
That's right.
disrespectful
and that
from the onset. That's what her main objective was, to be disrespectful. She had
so
it
if we
Why?
know that,
had it on.
if we know that from watching the video, if we knew that was her objective, how did the teacher not know that? You had more than enough time to go get the proper help that you needed. That's not an excuse to say that this little girl knew what she was finna do. If she knew, we know we wasn't there. How
She
did the
didn't
teacher not
know.
know?
But
She
teacher
did
didn't
know.
know.
She did know. She said it.
Mind. I mean, you
She
can't read no student's mind. You can't read them.
She
That's right.
said
You
it.
can't read their mind.
She knew that it was getting out of hand. The teacher stated it on the video that she called the principal 3 times. If you have to call the principal 3 times, you already know what's finna go down.
I have a question. Raise your hand or say yes if you would feel comfortable with that teacher teaching your child.
I would.
Me too.
Shit, I would not listen to
All
that
day
video
I'm
she
gonna pray. I'm
gave.
gonna pray for y'all kids. I'm gonna
Cause
pray for
guess
y'all
what?
kids.
Cause guess what? My child wouldn't go in that damn classroom disrupting
Exactly.
that classroom. Cause
That's
they know
fine.
what's coming from their mama. They mama gonna
Exactly.
whoop their ass and be ready for whoever. Because first of all, you don't go in no classroom like that. Period.
That's
Mm-hmm.
fine.
That
That's
little girl
perfectly
wouldn't
fine.
even have to worry about that lady fighting her if she never would have disrupted that class. None of this would have happened
But
if that little girl would have went in that classroom and did what she was supposed to do.
now we agree on that. That's not even disputable. We know what the child should have done. But we're not talking about what the child should have done.
But you're
Everybody
talking about what the teacher
we're
should
talking
have
about
done.
What she
what
should
the
have done. That's what
professional
I'm
She
saying.
woman.
did what she was supposed
Supposed
to
to
do.
do.
No,
I
she
agree.
didn't do what
No,
she was
she did
supposed to
not.
do.
No,
I
she
agree.
did not. If the teacher
She
would have done
did.
what she was supposed to have done, then it wouldn't have been a fight.
She
She
did
did
what
what
another
she was
kid would have
supposed to
done.
do.
She did
She
what
did
another kid would have done.
She
She didn't
did
do
what
what
exactly.
she
an
was
adult
supposed
would
to
have
do.
done.
If
But
she called, if that, I'm just going off what the lady said in her video. If you have, that's just like saying, I knew somebody was finna break in my house. I called 911 3 times, but the police still didn't come. So you still stayed your dumb ass in the house?
thank
Leave
you.
out the house.
Exactly.
Who the hell does that? Like, that's crazy. And then to say, yeah, the little girl, I agree, she shouldn't have never had her phone out because that's not what you come to school for. But we lead all the way up to what the teacher said. She said she had plenty enough time. She called 3 times.
And did
In
they
that,
show? No. So then
they
she
didn't.
had
So
to do
if
what
they
she
didn't
needed to
show,
do.
Hold on, one
if
at a time.
they
One
didn't
at a time. One
show,
at a time.
if they didn't show, then it was your responsibility to take it even further to say, let me go open this door and call another teacher from across the hall, or find somebody walking in the hallway and say, can you go get somebody to, can you stand here while I go to the principal's office and get somebody? You don't just stand there and let the situation escalate, because you already know what the child definite chief aim is, which is to be disrespectful towards you.
Hold
So
on. Chastity.
why would you sit as an adult and keep letting that brew?
Hey,
And
Chastity.
obviously the teacher had to have something going on to where she really kind of didn't want administration in there. She probably thought it was really a joke.
Hey, Chastity,
But
how do you call? Hold on, B Love. Chastity, how do you call into the show? With there's 2 streaming platforms. You got a YouTube platform at the top. You got a YouTube platform at the top, and also we have a Facebook platform as well. So you can definitely call in like that. Okay. So we do have another caller that's calling in, Miss Brittany Simone. Everybody, give Brittany Simone a round of applause. Thank you for calling back in, Brittany Simone. Go ahead
Hey
and
y'all.
appreciate you.
hey,
Okay,
Brittany.
how did you see this whole situation with the aftermath? Because you definitely called in to put your input in it. How do you see it, Brittany?
So like when I earlier when everybody was talking about how she came up to the school, I stood back and thought about it. We have teachers that are up there, and I agree with that part. I feel like she was out of dress code, like her dress was totally short. But we were dealing with teachers who have less decorum, or who more hood and more wretched because of the type of children that are being sent to school. I think, Bougie, you were saying something about you had a family member who was a teacher, and when they started to recognize that shift, they stepped out of it. And so who is left? Who's left to teach now? And then that's going to get worse, where it's going to be worse teachers, or we're not going to have no teachers. And then the fact of the matter is we keep wanting to, excuse this child, and I'm lenient when I say that because, like I said in the comments, she's more closer to being classified as an adult than an adolescent. And if she was actually 17 or 18, just like both of them getting charges, if they had to arrest both of them, she wouldn't be going to juvenile. She would be going to the county, wherever she's at. And we never are having this conversation has she not had her phone out. The teacher never have to take her phone, have to decide, am I going to have to, put my hands on this girl? You never have to have that conversation if this child stayed in a child's place. And like I heard y'all say earlier, if you get your phone taken, you just get your phone taken. Now you want to cry wolf because you done wrote a check your ass can't cash. Oh, well, y'all let this grown woman hit me. You swung on her. Did nobody tell you to go do that? You swung on her. And so I didn't know. I caught a little bit of when y'all played her video, but y'all said that she called the principal 3 times. So you mean to tell me she was right for following protocol, called the principal once, twice, 3 times, and then the minute that it go left and she do what is not most popular, now she's in the wrong. She did try to take the correct step, regardless to how people feel she was dressed. Even the kids that were trying to take pictures of her, again, y'all are unfocused too. And I say that because I've been in spaces where I've had to deal with people who look like they are less challenged or whatever. And I still do what I got to do when I get on out the way. I don't be like, okay, well, I'm going to act a fool or I'm going to get on their level. The kids were off task if y'all was trying to take a picture of her. And like I said, we never are having this conversation had she not been doing what she wasn't supposed to do, which is on her phone. Period.
Period.
Right.
Well, I would say this, but I think you're leaving the teacher off the hook because we could keep stepping this thing back further and further because had she not been dressed the way she been dressed, the kids would have not been taking pictures of her butt. Because we had to blurt it out, so y'all probably didn't see, but she got a big butt, and it was everywhere. So we're talking about teenage little boys, and like I believe it was EQ Beloved, I can't remember, brought up a great point. She could be charged because she's exposing her body in front of kids, in front of minors. And had that not happened, they're not trying to take pictures. The phone doesn't get taken, so we could step this thing back as far as we want to. But at the end of the day,
false. She cannot be charged. That's false.
Well, okay, but I'll say the parents can complain. Would that be fair to say? The parents could complain. But at the end of the day, it's still, we could say that was the cause of it. Was it? Maybe, maybe not. We don't know the true cause of why they had their phones out. But we could speculate about it all day. But even if you would, and you make a very good point, and off camera before we start the show, EQ made the same point. If we keep running off all the good teachers, then what's left to teach? I hear that. I hear you. And I'm with you on that, but the school also has a dress code. So just because you might be ratchet a little bit in your person, the school tells you how you should be dressed when you show up to work.
But that's the job has a dress code. That. That's the school fault for not catching the teacher how she came to work.
So okay, wait. Hold on, G-Man. So there, we could step it back and go there. We can say, well, it's the school's fault. The school let her dress like that. About dress code she dressed like that, and they took the pictures. So my point is, we could go on all day about why it started, and we're not letting the little girl off the hook for her actions. But my only issue, this is my only issue. I don't have no problem with none of the stuff that happened up until the point where she hit the little girl the first time. And I don't know what video y'all saw, but the video I saw, where that little girl fell to the ground, she jumped on top of that little girl and pounded her in her face at least 4 or 5 times before she restrained her. So if you could restrain her that easy, why couldn't you restrain her from punch number 1? Because if that's the case, none of us are disagreeing. The little girl came in her space, she violated her space, she hit the little girl, knocked on the ground, got on top of her, held her down. This is not even a conversation. But my point is, she had other options, better options that she could have chosen. And I'm more concerned about her as a teacher, because a teacher is, y'all keep saying, well, things happen and in the moment. No, that's just like certain jobs. Okay, one of your family members going to the hospital and they having surgery. It's routine surgery. Doctors having routine surgery. Boom, a artery bust. Oh, it just happened. I don't know what to do. Are you going to accept that? No. They supposed to know what to do. You're supposed to be able to handle certain type of situations. Not that they're supposed to do it every day. Teachers are not should not have to deal with that. But it's a reality of the job, right? So you have to know how to handle that. And she alleges that she had 22 years of experience working with kids, and you don't know how to handle kids by now, especially like that. We're not talking about the girl running up out of nowhere and just jumping on the lady. She literally walked slowly up to her desk, said, "Give me my phone," reached around the lady, "Give me my phone, give me my phone," and then took a swing at her. So I'm not buying that she don't know what to do in the moment, because she's supposed to know what to do in that moment.
You guys, hold on before we get started. You guys got anything? Any more questions with Miss Brittany? Miss Brittany Simone. Anybody got any questions for her?
No.
Miss
Thank you for coming on the show.
You got anything?
Great
Great,
insight.
you want to add, Brittany?
No, that's all I wanted to say. Thank y'all for letting me on.
No problem. No problem.
Appreciate it.
Everybody give
Thanks,
Brittany a round of
Brittany.
applause. Thank you, Brittany, for joining. Go ahead, Queen B. Go ahead.
Okay, so I just want to just go back to the dress part. The dress, we only know how short the dress was when she got on the ground. We don't know if the dress was at the knees. We don't know if the dress was midline. We don't know if the dress was above the thigh, on the thigh, or what. We only see how short the dress was when the lady got on the ground, because we didn't see no full picture of the outfit of what the lady had on. Okay, so her dress was down almost by her knees.
You on mute,
Wait,
B.
that dress is on her thighs. She got some long knees. If that dress on her knees,
We can't see over the table.
I see her leg here and I see her leg there.
So
There's a little bit
but
of
you
skin.
can't see her knee. Her knee,
Look,
the dress
her
go
knee is
down by
below
her
the
knee,
table.
at the top of her knee.
She definitely a Negro because she got some long knees. I see skin below the table, and I see a little sliver of skin above the table.
Either way. Look, see that? See, her dress wasn't inappropriate. The only way that the dress was inappropriate was because she had to get on the ground. Her dress wasn't inappropriate.
But so how was the kids able to see to want to take a picture of it then? So something had to been going
Because
on.
the dress went up.
And look at she pounding on that little girl.
See that? Look, her dress is going up. You see that?
I see her pounding that little girl in the face.
That little girl is pulling her hair.
True.
What
Granted.
is she supposed to do? Look how she pulling that lady hair.
Now she's holding the little girl down. Now my question
But
is,
she's
how
not
can she do
hitting
that
her
right off the
anymore.
rip?
That's a restraint
She's
mode
not-
right there. Yeah,
That's
she-
what
So
you-
why couldn't she do that right off the rip?
Back it up, and you'll see why. Because she was pulling that lady's head. I gotta get you off of me. I gotta do whatever I gotta do to get you off of me.
Man, I don't care what you say.
Oh.
It should have never got there.
You see that? Look how she pulling that lady head. I gotta get you off of me.
To me, when you steady fight like that, whatever. Only reason why I will just go ahead and just kind of restrain you, whatever. If I know for a fact, when I feel comfortable that the fight is not, that you're still not trying to fight and resist me,
That's
whatever. Once I
right.
feel you're not resisting me anymore, I'm gonna do what this lady just did right here, just kind of hold you down. But if you steadily trying to resist and fight me back, the fight coming with it.
And just the stuff that she was saying to the little girl, like I hear what y'all saying. And again, after seeing what the little girl had to say and how she responded to it, she probably deserved that ass whooping, no doubt. But you are still the professional. You are the adult. You supposed to know how to handle those situations. You can't tell me that you gonna hire somebody to handle children, to be around children, and then just let them off the hook and say, oh well, they didn't know how to react in that situation. You're supposed to know how to react in that situation. Not that it's supposed to happen. Nobody's saying that it's supposed to happen, but it's a possibility of the job, and you're supposed to know how to handle it when it happens. That woman had so many opportunities to stop this before it even got to that point. And I stand on that, and that's just what I believe.
Queen B, you got anything else you want to add, Queen B, or you good?
No, I'm good. I'm
Okay.
good. I just need to get that off.
Well, we appreciate you for joining the show, Queen B. And
Yeah,
Thanks for
man, it's
having
good
me.
to have you back on as a guest.
Yes, indeed. Glad to have you back on,
Thank
Queen
you
B.
so much.
Thank you. Okay,
All right. You have a good night.
you too. All right now. Well, B Dub, I guess it's just B Love back. So we're gonna go ahead and get ready to close this one now. This was another great entertaining conversation that we had tonight. Again, we all pretty much stood our ground with what we believe in, how we saw it, especially during the aftermath as well. I definitely learned some different way you guys saw everything, whatever. So, it's I'm glad that we able to, have the conversation, and also we had some participation from the audience as well. The audience is, putting in the comment section on how they feel. They come on to the show and called in on the show. We thank you, Miss Brittany. We thank you, Queen B. Chastity, y'all know you couldn't make it on the show, but you said that you wanted to, but I know you couldn't. But we appreciate you, for the attempt. You guys got any final words you guys want to add before we can close this one out tonight? B Love, B Dub.
Yeah, man. I just want to say, man, thank y'all, man. We hit 300 subscribers, and so we appreciate all our subscribers. We appreciate all the day ones that's been rocking with us from the beginning, man, and everybody that come through with the comments and stuff. Don't forget to share this, comment like you've been doing, all that great stuff, man. We appreciate it.
Right. B Love, you got anything? I guess not. Well,
I'm just here.
Everything that B Dub has just said, man, that's the Burning Coals giving you the bag moment. So now that you got the bag, what you gonna do with it? So that being said, we are the Burning Coals Podcast. We say thank you guys for joining into the show for the Impromptu Thursday. I go by the name of Mr. Nordar Reaction. We got B Dub, Bougie Weirdo. Thank you, Bougie Weirdo. We got B Love, Gentleman Jamal, and the First Lady, Educated Queen. We say thank you guys for joining the show. We will definitely see you guys Tuesday for another episode of the Burning Coals Podcast. We say peace, and we love you guys. Good night.